Hey guys, it's Janixa and welcome to another nail lacquer therapy session. Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at yet another Sally Hansen collection. This time we are taking a look at the Cozy collection, which is from their Miracle Gel line. There are 8 polishes here altogether. I did find these at Walgreens, yes. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into the swatches. Alright, first up we have Blanket Statement, and this one has like a little bit of green to it. It's a very pretty color. All of these polishes are going to be more on the lighter side, like they're definitely not as saturated as other creams. I also called this collection the Cozy collection in the intro, but it's actually the Cozy Chic collection. And yeah, all of these colors are going to be, just very light, kind of neutrally colors and not all that saturated. So as you can see for this one on the second coat, it is still pretty streaky, so I did have to go in for a third coat. I will say though that the coats weren't like difficult to deal with for most of these, so they were generally 3 easier coats, but I don't know. I'm not a 3-coat lover, and it feels like for Sally Hansen Miracle Gel lately we've been having to do a lot of 3-coaters. Next up we have Stay Toasty, and this one has a little bit of brown in it. I'm sorry, I don't have official descriptions for this collection because it's not really available anywhere. I mean, I know that 2 colors at least are available on Amazon, but they don't have much of a description in the description, portion. It just describes these as liquid and glossy, so that is not helpful whatsoever. This color particularly had a better formula. I didn't really need 3 coats for most of my nails. I would have only needed a third coat on my pinky because that one has a really big ridge on it, but overall I think this one would make a pretty good 2-coater. Next up we've got Knitterally the Best, and this one has a bit of green yellowish in there. This one's definitely going to need 3 coats. We already know that because of the green and yellow nature. I'm looking at Amazon right now as I'm doing this voiceover, and I'm seeing the promotional pictures that they have for this collection, and I want to mention that it seems like Sally Hansen does this more than any other brand. Their promo pictures are always very saturated and very opaque. You can tell that these are probably computer generated or at least photoshopped, because my swatches and other people's swatches never look the way that Sally Hansen's swatches look. It's just really disappointing to me, and I think that's why it's so important to do these types of live application reviews so that you guys can actually see how these polishes look on a real person and how they perform, because I don't feel like the Sally Hansen promotional pictures can really be trusted. Next up we've got Chill in the Air, and this is a beautiful blue polish. Probably can work with that, trend of blueberry milk nails, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. It's just light blue polish. But anyway, this one is a bit sheer on the first coat. The formula is okay to deal with, no real issues. I did get complete opacity on 2 coats, but I feel like if you don't do a thick enough second coat, this one will end up being a 3rd coater for you. So you got to do a little bit thicker coats, and then you'll be able to get 2-coat opacity on this one. Yeah, I do like this color. It's very pretty. I'm just not the type of person that really reaches for super light colors like this, so this whole collection to me is kind of meh just because of that. Next up we've got Sweater Weather, or Sweater Weather. This one is a pinky neutral color. It's really pretty. The formula is pretty decent. Like, I will say none of these have like a really bad formula, it's just I'm just sick of doing 3-coaters for so many of these with this Miracle Gel line. I think that's my biggest issue here. If we mainly would get 2-coaters from the Miracle Gel line, I probably wouldn't even have had such a big like annoyance with this collection, but just because of the fact that I just did the 90s collection, I just swatched that collection, and so many of the polishes needed 3 coats, and some of them even after 2 were pretty sheer, and it was just, I'm just not happy with this line right now. Next up, we've got Only Have Ice for You, and this one I am putting it over Sweeter Weather, and I really like this combination. I like this particular polish as a topper and not on its own. I am going to show it to you on its own so that you see what that looks like, but I really love it as a topper, and I think over Sweeter Weather it looks absolutely beautiful. Here we have, again, I Only Have Ice for You, because again, I wanted to show you what it looks like on its own. I personally don't wear polishes or toppers like this on their own, but I know that there's a lot of people who like to do that, and I always get asked in videos, oh, or, you know, made comments in videos where people are like, oh, I wish you would have shown it on its own, or, so I'm trying to do that. So here it is in 2 coats on its own. I wasn't going to do more than 2 because I knew it wasn't going to cover completely, so there we have 2 coats. The formula was really good. It just offers like a little bit of shimmer to your nail. So if you want to do that, it does look cute. Maybe with a French manicure type of thing, that would look cute. Next up, we have Comfy Cozy, and this one is probably one of the more saturated colors in the collection. It's very, very pretty. Again, another one that will fit the blueberry milk nails trend. It's a little bit sheer on the first coat, a little bit of streaks here or there, but I did get full opacity for it on the second coat. Again, I had to go in with a little bit of a thicker second coat, because if I didn't, I would have ended up having to do 3 coats on this one, and I don't want to mess with 3 coaters anymore. I really don't. You know what? I almost didn't review this collection because I didn't want to be like overly negative, but then at the same time I was thinking, no, this is the whole point of reviews, you know? I wouldn't be a good reviewer if I only did collections that I absolutely loved. And last but not least, we have Cuddle Puddle, and this one, I'm seeing blue here too. When I look at this one, I'm seeing like a very, very, very light blue. The formula on this one was pretty much the same as all the polishes here. They almost all have the exact same formula. A little bit sheer on that first coat. Some of them are still sheer after the second coat. This one is one of those that I needed a 3rd coat for. I still had some streaks on some nails, you know, after that second coat. So I went ahead and I did a 3rd one. Overall, I just don't feel like any of these colors are really all that special, and definitely not special enough to be doing 3 coats when we have brands like Essie and OPI who can provide colors like these in just 2. So overall, this just was not my favorite collection, and yeah, I think that's it. And here we have the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel Cozy Chic collection. There you have it, guys. Swatches of the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel Cozy collection. What did you guys think of these? These were definitely not my favorite. I had to do almost 3 coats for every single polish in this collection, and I'm just over it. I am over seeing these polishes from the Miracle Gel line that have either a 3 or 4 coat formula, or they're very, very sheer. I don't know. I don't. This is one of Sally Hansen's most expensive lines, so I'm just a little bit confused as to why the Insta-Dry line, which is much cheaper, seems to have better formulas, a better brush, more fun collections, and then we've got this more expensive line, and the formulas are not that great. The brush is still a square brush, which I've never met anyone that has a square cuticle area, so I'm not sure why that horrible brush still exists. I really don't know where Sally Hansen is going with this Miracle Gel collection or line. I feel like maybe they're trying to appease to the older generation, a little bit more sophisticated generation. I don't know. But for me, because of the price point of this line and the lack of, you know, good quality in the polishes, I really cannot recommend this Miracle Gel line at all. The line that I would recommend to you is the Insta Dry line. I would recommend Good Kind Pure. That line has nice brushes, good formulas. I would recommend the Extreme Wear line. That's a really cheap line. The brush is kind of crappy, but I mean, it's only like $3, so you can't really complain about that. Even their Hard as Nails line is a good line. I don't know. I just feel like they're not putting as much work into this Miracle Gel line, and you can really see it with all these 3-coaters and sheer polishes. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!